Just Scare Me is a filmmaker accountability group. You have 2 months to complete a horror short.
1 to 6 minutes long, so it has to be a minimum of 1 minute. So you can't just turn in a 10-second, like, you know, someone going boo and you're out. Cheating. Can't do that. Now, just because you can do 6 minutes doesn't mean you should.
And it can be anything ranging from narrative to documentary to commercial. You can get really creative as to what it is, but it has to be horror focused. And if you don't turn in on time, you owe the group $100.
And that's the biggest rule. If you don't complete your short, you owe the group $100. And then that $100 is then evenly dispersed amongst everyone who signed up for that round. And if you don't pay that $100, you are banished until you do.
After each filmmaker's short is screened, Buz asks 3 questions.
The first question is, where did you get the idea?
About 2020, Mary and I were like, this is gonna be our year. This is gonna be the best year ever. And we should maybe do something we can get the creative juices flowing again. And you know, I was like, let's do it as like a horror theme. Mary said, well, we need a catchy name if you're gonna do something like that. I said, what about Just Scare Me? I don't know how many people actually liked it, and I honestly just never came up with anything better. So we kept Just Scare Me. And I browbeat a bunch of people I knew that hadn't made a short in a while that were, you know, very creative, and I knew we're kind of just looking to get something started, and I sort of just forced them into making a short. I was like, hey, you should join this group. You're gonna do this, right?
Yes, 100%. I would love to do something like this.
Once everything reopened, we had a round where it was 9 people, and I think like 6 people showed up. And then the next round, we had 32 signups and like 28 people showed up. Well, pandemic over, great. And it just exploded after that, and it was wild.
Second question is, tell me something specific about the short.
Just Scare Me is pretty much unlimited freedom, right? Do whatever you want, as long as it falls into a certain time bracket. So, I mean, the fact that there's 0 rules imposed on you, that's kind of the charm.
The only limitations that you have are your own. You know, the only pressure that I feel is the pressure on myself to actually finish something so I don't have to pay the $100.
It provides the ability to fail. It is a completely safe, non-competitive environment to fuck up.
This is Jim. You're working out all of those filmmaking muscles.
What I like about Just Scare Me is that everyone's at a different level. It just feels like you're free to just do whatever.
Again, I just love to experiment, right? Like, let's try new things. Let's figure out a way. Music videos used to be the way to experiment and try new techniques and kind of just play. This might be a terrible idea, but let's try.
It wasn't nearly as scary as I thought it was gonna be. There was much less pressure than I was expecting. It gave me the taste of, oh yeah. I've got a lot more to say here, and I want more of this.
No matter what you have access to, you know, you don't have to plan anything extravagant. You can just pull out your iPhone and make something, and this actually forces you to do that.
Just Scare Me is a place to be creative without any sort of limitations, any negativity. It's a safe space to create.
All these people they like horror, they want to express themselves, they want to do something, and I think it's really cool that Buz gave that. And it's like, it's not judgmental, it's not like, it's not a contest.
It's not for a job, it's not for an audition, it's not for networking. It really is. They've set it up in a way that it really feels like honing in your craft. And that, to me, in this industry, when all we do all day long is pitch and audition and try to get the job and wonder if we're good enough, to turn that all off, to shed all of that, is like so freeing.
You don't ever have to screen it after Just Scare Me. It just can sit on a shelf or whatever if you don't want to show it.
Yeah, it's you never know what's going to come up. Sometimes there'll be stuff that just really blows me away at how creative and how on a small budget they are.
Honestly, I think you can make a really effective scary movie, bare bones, stripped down, relying on the performances with tension and a little bit of sound design, and then a big payoff. I mean, simplicity.
And I also like showing something and getting that immediate reaction. You know, you're like, did it work? Did people laugh? Did they jump?
Every time I get sort of an audience reaction, it only makes me want to chase that harder.
Every time a short plays, I always, like, my foot's just like shaking constantly. I'm like, how's this gonna play out? It's everyone's reaction. It's kind of like a drug. Like, you kind of want more.
You get those butterflies in the stomach I'm more watching people's reactions than what's happening on screen, because obviously you've seen it a million times.
When you get any filmmakers together under one roof, you know, obviously a camaraderie is going to happen.
And the final question I ask everyone is, what did you learn?
What did I learn?
Oh man, what did I learn?
What did I learn?
What did I learn?
I've learned fuck sound.
Fuck sound.
Because fuck sound.
When I joined Just Scare Me, I was at a point of very low creativity. I hadn't made anything in a little while. I'd made a movie. It wasn't a good time for me. And because of that, I had sort of drifted away from filmmaking a little bit. And I was like, well, this wasn't fun. Why am I doing this? And so I had seen Amma, you know, making her films for Just Scare Me, and you know, I'm blown away by her filmmaking, and I was like, wow, she's doing this stuff with no budget and anything. I got to get on this. So,
And I've learned to trust my instincts as a filmmaker, that I didn't need someone over my shoulder telling me that my shots were wrong or my lens choice was wrong, constantly having to fight for my vision. And it made me believe in myself and finding my voice. So it really gave me that.